Sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. Sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. Oh, you thought I was gonna congratulate you? No. Very ugly win. Didn't like to see it. We're gonna talk about it in this video. We have a few things to talk about. So let's play this little intro and let's get into it. You're not exempt on these wins. Trust and believe. Let's get into it. All right. I know I said let's get into it, but before we get into it, make sure you subscribe to join the Splash Squad if you haven't. If you're watching this, you've been watching the playoff videos, you haven't subscribed yet, I'm gonna give you a second. Go ahead and subscribe. Okay, on to the Lakers. I really just wanted to give the Lakers a little breather. I know they're like probably tired and they're gassed and they're just super tired. What an ugly win. What an ugly win for us. Jamal Murray was saucing us up and down the court. I mean, really, the dude is immensely talented. It's not even real, you know, some of the moves he was making. He went behind the back on us. He was hitting a falling left-handed shot. He went up and around, back up. I promise you, can't make this up. I saw him leap off of one leg. The one leg, he went up, brought the ball back down, went back up, brought it down again, went behind the back 3 times. Promise you, he's still in the air 3 times, goes under, above, behind the ear, right? Behind the ear, through the knuckle. He pressed it through his knuckle, the ball through his knuckle. Promise you saw this all live on TV. Goes up and around somebody else's body, up and makes it. Wow. I said, at that moment, I knew we were in a bit of a tizzy. We were in trouble, okay? Michael Porter Jr. has been, I hate to say it, there's this little rivalry, I guess. I don't know if this is like a fan-made rivalry or the announcers made this. I don't know, but the Kuzma versus MPJ matchup, Michael Porter's winning. I mean, he's hitting clutch shots. He hit like a crazy step back 3 twice in a row on Kuzma in the same spot. I said, I thought you would have learned. Love you, Kuz. I love you, Kuz. But it was looking rough for us out there. There were spurts where we were just very lifeless. A lot of the game, we were very lifeless. We just came out very flat. Now, Dwight did start the game. Clap it up for Dwight. I believe he had 12 points, 11 boards. I was right. 1 assist, 1 steal. Here's the thing, I think we were doing so badly, and this is my fault. I take responsibility, Laker prophet. I was kind of checked out of this game. I had some other things to attend to, so I was like in and out. So I don't know how many fouls did he have? I tweeted and asked y'all. I don't know if y'all responded yet, but I'm like, why is he not playing in the crunch time? He was doing amazingly. Also, Jokic had 5 fouls in the 4th. I'm sitting here like, I know I'm not the smartest basketball mind, but 2 + 2 = 4. Jokic has 5 fouls equals attack the rim, and we just were not doing that. Everybody would just like, LeBron would have it at the top of the key and everyone's just standing there like panting and staring at him. I'm like, what? So nobody knows how to cut? So in a game of rock, paper, scissors, it's just rock, paper for y'all? Nobody knows how to cut now. It was rough. Jeremy Grant has been impacting the series now, so it's getting tough. And as we all know, they love to be like the comeback kids. I guess like that's what your nicknames for them, like you guys call them the comeback kids. Wow. You know, I love it. The spirit of that is just so cute to me. I think it's adorable and just, you know, heartwarming. You know, so I love it. I'm a fan of comeback kids. And, you know, this was a win-win game for them. Because if they won it, they would have tied the series 2-2, right? If they lose, they go down 3-1. They are currently down 3-1, right? That is the position in which the almighty, mighty Clippers were in. Your favorites to win everything. You guys swore they were the best team. Yeah, no. And they're out the bubble. But this is not a Clipper video. This is not me slandering the Clippers. It's not about the Clippers, okay? I'm not trying to divert the attention to the Clippers in any way. The fact that they're knocked out has nothing to do with what's going on right now at all. I'm just referencing something that happened. So let's not dwell on the fact that they're sitting at home watching from their couch. They're watching the box score. They're not in the win. They were cast out. But that's not the point of this. Let's rein it in. Basically, the Clippers were in this very position. They blew a 3-1 lead, which is very, very hard to do. They managed to do that, so props to them. But this is, I believe, the second 3-1 lead that they will be overcoming, if I'm not mistaken. So they like being in this position, and I guess it's like invigorates them. I've just never seen a team work this way. It's such an inverse way of working. Like, let's go down so we can dig ourselves up because we love this underdog mentality. It's like, no, you just been losing. Wow. You know? There's no underdog mentality. Oh, we're fighting back out the hole. But who dug the hole? You. I know you like the narrative of the 3-1, but you got yourself there. You lost. You lost. You only won once so far. It don't matter. We like this. We like this type of stuff. You like losing? Because that's what you're doing. I mean, I know the narrative and I know that everybody's doing the comeback kids, but guess what? I'm not fooled. I'm seeing right through these glasses. Imagine your favorite team just goes down 3-1 routinely just because to climb out of it. No, just win. So that's not fooling me at all. I know you guys wanted the whole 3-1 situation to happen. That's fine. We will give you your one game, but trust me, Lakers, we're gonna have to step it up next game. If we want to just put this little comeback kids thing to rest, gotta step it up because this game was very, very sloppy. Loved the starting Dwight, loved his physicality, rebounding offensively, amazing. So yeah, we're just gonna have to step it up next game though because this game was very flat. You know, it was like driving through a drive-through. You order Sprite, you're super excited to take a sip. You take a sip, oh my gosh, it's just syrup and water. Where's the carbonation? Now we know from context clues that this is not from McDonald's because when you drive through McDonald's, you get their Sprite, it's like nuclear liquids. I mean, it could start a car. McDonald's Sprite is sharp, but it could start a car. Wow! It could revive a life. I don't know, it's powerful. But we're talking about another drive-thru. We go through a drive-thru, it's just very flat. That's how we were. It was very disappointing. It's like, dang, really? You know, we still won because we're that good to where we can be bad and still beat your favorite team on their best of days, or just on a day where they're clicking, or on a day where their star is going off. We can be bad and still beat them. You know, that's why we made it so easy in the bubble, look so easy. That's why people are saying it's now a cakewalk for us, when in reality, we're just that much better than every team in the bubble, and that's just a hard pill for the rest of the teams to swallow. But it was disappointing tonight, so we're just gonna have to step it up on that end. Now, last thing we gotta talk about, let's talk about this hoodie. Oh my gosh. Yeah, go ahead and copy you one. Go to www.shopsplashsquad.com. They're almost gone. Okay, but last thing we need to talk about quickly is just this verdict. Let's get into it. I know, oh my gosh. I don't want to talk about it. Well, tragic. The Breonna Taylor verdict. They only charged one. First of all, if you don't know what happened with the whole case, I don't know how many languages in which to say that you're just behind. I actually don't know any other languages, but I would tell you all of them. I could Rosetta Stone it. You're very behind. Just catch up. You know what I mean? Do your own little research. Google. It's not too hard. It's just a little bit of reading, a little bit of homework for you. But basically, in the verdict, they only charged one officer, and they charged him with wanton endangerment, saying that they were just shooting. If you don't know the context, they barged into the wrong person's apartment. They said, oh, we have a search warrant, and they claimed that they announced themselves. Unclear whether they did. Let's be real, they didn't. They ended up killing someone, Breonna Taylor. It was the wrong person's apartment in the first place, so they shouldn't even have been there. So they took a life on accident. Oops, it was an oops for them. Sprayed bullets, I'm talking about sprayed bullets in there, just spraying, right? Walls, they were shooting into the neighbor's apartment on accident. So basically, one officer of the three was charged with wanton endangerment, saying that they endangered the people in the apartments because he was shooting through the walls got hit, and the people in the neighboring apartments could have been hurt by that. So that's just endangerment. So let's charge him for that. The person who got killed, forget it. Yeah, forget it, no charges. But the walls, gotta protect the walls. And I know that y'all love like Home Depot, you know, the side, you know, I'm not gonna politicize it, but we know who I'm talking about. They love like a Home Depot. So I'm sure they're like in love with like the walls and the scaffolding and whatever, the insulation in the wall. So they're like, oh my gosh, the walls got shot, wanton endangerment. But a black woman gets shot and the walls get more justice than her. Very confusing, very disgusting, and it's people still making excuses for that, and I'm just confused because it's like, to me, logically, it's not making sense. We actually settled. They actually awarded her family, I think it was $12 million or something around that amount, millions of dollars for what happened. But no one's charged for that? Is that not some sort of admission of guilt? Why are you paying her if it wasn't your fault? So I don't know if I'm just a genius or I'm that far ahead cognitively, But what are we debating here? You know what I mean? And then we're gonna get mad at people for pulling it. Oh, don't talk about this. The athletes should stick to sports. Why are they mentioning her name? Are you serious? Rhonda was actually from that very city. Prior to the announcement of the verdict, they actually set a curfew and everything and sent extra cops and people and officials into the city for like a riot watch. I said, if you know that justice is about to be served, you wouldn't be putting all this in there. If you knew justice was about to be served, you wouldn't be putting this in there. Just like if you paid them $12 million for killing their daughter on accident, then they don't go with no charges. It's not adding up, right? I guess I'm the only one that sees this. Everyone else is politicizing it. Like, it's like those people that are like on that side of things. They're like, oh, I support this candidate and this. So they're kind of like now in this weird position to where logically they know this is wrong, right? But they can't say it out loud, or they can't really go there because their whole party is against that whole ideal of any like cops are like worshipped. And so it's like right now I can't even stand up for what's right because my party will shame me. And so they're just like kind of, how do you say, not brainwashed, it's like a cult right now. Like a lot of you guys really with the cult following, the Democrat, Republican logic. How about that? Let's stick with that. You know what I mean? And it's the weirdos, I'm about to be done, but the weirdos that are like playing devil's advocate, it's really hot in here, I'm sweating. But the devil's advocate weirdos like, they didn't do it because of her race, they just did it, da-da-da. Like, I'm sorry, why is that what you came on Twitter to talk about when she's dead? Why don't we talk about the incompetence behind that decision? I think that's way more important. And all of these things that are happening, and that's what you attack. And real quick, I was editing the video. I had to hop back in here 1 second. I just realized I forgot to tell you guys, a lot of y'all don't realize like this is a loss for civilians. I mean, they just barged into her apartment, just killed her, and they said, it doesn't really matter like that. You know what I mean? They can get away with that. They're not gonna punish people for that type of mistake. That's bad for any color. I don't care what party, you love the parties, the races. I don't care what color, that's bad for civilians. Need I remind you? I know this is about to shock you probably. You're a civilian. I know that you probably think you're a cop. You live vicariously through the cops. You got the Blue Lives Matter flag. Every time you see a cop, you salivate. You pledge allegiance to the cops. You stopped pledging allegiance to America. You started pledging allegiance to the cops. You're weird. You're not a cop. I'll be the one to say it. I know you used to dress up as them as Halloween. Let it go. The Party City outfits, hang it up. You're not a cop. George Zimmerman, you're not a cop. Relax. You're a civilian. And they just basically told you that they can kill you like that and it doesn't matter. They have an excuse. That's bad. If that was your sister, your daughter, your son, your cousin, I don't care what color you are, that's bad for us. This decision is bad for us as a whole. I'm just saying. You're not a cop. You get shot at by the cops in Grand Theft Auto when you play. You're not a cop. You get caught on 1-star level, wanted level in GTA. You think you're a cop? You're not a cop. Let it go. Let it go. The obsession is weird to me. Relax. You're a civilian. Okay? Good night. You're off. I just came on here to tell you. You're off. And that's just from me to you, respectfully. You are very, very, very cognitively damaged. Respectfully. Very behind. And I hate to say that. I'm just gonna go ahead and log off. So comment down below what you thought of the game. If you wanna comment down below about the verdict and we can talk about it. Maybe you just don't have the information. We can talk about it. It's a safe space here at the Splash Club. Okay? We can talk about it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe. I already know I lost some subscribers. They're like, oh, I don't like this talk. Click. Logic doesn't mix with my brain. Click. I know. It's okay. It is what it is. I'll talk to y'all later.